which is just the elimination of alternatives. And so I think most people are not that committed. And so I think it really comes down to that. Like, it's one of the things that's really difficult to explain, and like there's a few lessons like from a human nature perspective or from a skill-based perspective that are very difficult to see unless you're there. And consistency is one of them. So is volume. And they tend to be the two things that are most required in order to get to where you want to go. And so like you can't witness consistency unless you are also consistent in order to witness it. So like you can't see me come to the gym every day at 4 a.m. unless you were there every day at 4 a.m. And you can't see me work all day unless you were also here working all day. And I can say it and it takes 2 seconds, but when you witness it and you see it every single day, it has a different impact. And I think that's what a lot of people miss out on. And like I talk about volume a lot and I repeat it so many times, and I talk about focus so much because like those are the things that really separate the people who end up winning. And the amount of volume that it takes is just so much more than you're prepared for. And I think if people really knew how much volume and repetition it took, they wouldn't begin. And so I don't even think it's a bad thing that people don't understand. Because like if you really saw how far away the goalpost was, you'd be like, I can't do it. Because you can't do it. You couldn't even comprehend that because you're so far away from that type of person or that level of entrepreneur who'd be able to do it that it seems unfathomable. But you think it's a couple steps ahead of where you are, and then you get a little bit better, and then you realize it's actually this much further, but then you get a little bit better, and then you realize it's this much further. And then eventually you start to realize, like when you look back at how much you did in order to get there, and then you're like, oh, that's why.